right there it is. It's van 30.
I'm in an Amazon Prime van. The horse and buggy goes 12 miles an hour. There's a 90mm. So I have this awesome light switch called electrical tape. Ghetto, yes. Does it work? Yes.
You are looking at a World War II observation tower. We have to still find a place to stay yet today. I don't even know where we're gonna stay yet. Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris, and today, you guessed it. You guessed it. Right there it is. It's van 30. We are getting ready to embark on our very first van adventure. I think, you know what? I think from here on out, we're just gonna call them Van Ventures. Van Ventures is a pretty cool name, right? Let me know. You like Van Ventures? I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for the van content. We've talked a lot about it. We've showed you guys. We're going to give you an update and tell you what's going on with that. And while you really haven't seen the van content yet, going to show you what we have built in there. It's not completely finished yet, so be gentle with me. Be gentle. We do still have some things we have to do. But we have to head to Delaware this weekend because we actually have another surprise that we're going to be showing you sometime around the springtime down in Delaware when we can get back in. But we're not here to talk about that. But we are here for our first van adventure. We're going to get that started right now. So that sounds interesting to you, then I hope you guys stick along for today's adventure because I think this one's going to be pretty exciting.
Horse and buggy goes 12 miles an hour.
We made it to Delaware, got everything settled with the boat, which is super exciting. Now we're hungry. We're gonna head in and check out a Mexican restaurant here called La Tonalteca. Sounds good? Let's see. Well, La Tonalteca? Nah. You know us. We do a lot of food reviews. Not there. They don't get our vote. I'd give it about a 4.5 out of 10. Service was terrible. Our waiter sucked.
And
the food was
cold.
The food was cold. Maury is right. The food was cold. And just not a great experience at all. So I don't recommend that at all. There is another place. We've had some Mexican food from Taco Rehoboth down here. Their food was delicious. And another one, I forget the name, but I'll put it up here. It was very, very good. It's actually over in Milton, and their service was incredible. Hands down, awesome, excellent food. But now, we have to still find a place to stay yet today. I don't even know where we're gonna stay yet. I have an idea, but worst comes to worst, we're just gonna chill out at Cracker Barrel or maybe Walmart. I'm not sure, but you're about to find out where we're staying.
Checking in?
Okay. Now, what site are you in?
C11.
Your last name is?
Cowles. Cowles.
Christopher?
Yes, sir.
Makes you official.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good one.
You too.
Take care, buddy.
You heard the man. We are official. Back at Cape Henlopen State Park. That's pretty exciting. We got to go find our site. I'm going to tell you guys a little more about this place. I'm pretty cool. And show you the van. We got to show you the van yet. All right, it's go time. I don't think you can see me, but it is time to reveal the van. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the van. Here is the van. Now remember, I did say that it's not fully completed. So be gentle, be nice, be kind to me. We do still obviously have some work to do to the van, but Maury just head up to take a shower, so I figured I would show you what's going on. We also don't really necessarily have everything set up because we just got here. You can see my breath. It's a little cold, but it's supposed to warm up overnight, so that's a plus. Let me show you around. Let me show you around here really quick. It's pretty self-explanatory. Have the bed is a nice camper queen, and then we have our storage underneath, which definitely has to get cleaned up. One of the biggest things and most important things for me when I did the storage, I wanted to make sure that we could put our e-bikes underneath there. So it's definitely higher, but there's plenty of room for us even to be able to sit up in bed. If we want to sit up and watch TV or whatever we want to do, it's there. We're able to do it. Obviously, the biggest thing that you see in here is we need insulation and walls, but don't worry, that is coming very soon. Had a lot of things that we kind of held off on with doing the van, which I'm going to get to here in a couple minutes, but let me explain my setup a little bit. Got the step to be able to get up on the bed. Over here we have got our Mr. Buddy heater going. That thing is kicking right now just to try to get a little bit of warmth in here. But ultimately, I want to introduce you guys to Vevor, which is going to be one of our newest sponsors for our channel. So huge shout out to them. They've hooked us up with this really cool diesel heater to check out. I'm going to have another video on that, but Vevor it's where it's at. I just have to figure out a place to mount the exhaust on it. Right now I have to, like, the exhaust pipe is kind of short, so I got like an extender that I want to be able to put on there yet. I still have to do that tonight and exhaust that, but definitely need to get a little bit of heat in here. The good thing is the temperature is only supposed to continue to rise throughout the night, and I think by tomorrow it's supposed to be like in the mid 60s, almost 70 again, so that's pretty exciting. But it's supposed to get windy as hell. Anyway, we have our TV set up here for now. We have our EcoFlow solar generator that we're going to be using, and I also have another generator if we need that, a gas generator. But the nice thing about staying here at Cape Henlopen State Park is they have full hookups, so I really don't need to worry about that. But I am, because we're not always going to be in a situation where we have full hookups. We didn't know where we were going to stay tonight, and truth be told, if I had to, I'm in an Amazon Prime van. I would have just pulled off alongside the road and found a spot to be able to sleep for the night. And don't worry, we're going to do some of that. So that's what we're going to be using tonight for our primary electric source, is that EcoFlow solar generator, just to make sure that we can get through what we need to get through. I sleep with a CPAP on at night, and I sleep terrible if I don't wear it. So definitely going to put that to use. And then obviously we have our TV here. We have a Starlink set up. And that's really pretty much what we're going to use for a power draw outside of charging. The lights that we have here, I'm eventually going to do something different with that. They are on motion sensors, so I have this awesome light switch called electrical tape that I put over the sensor. And that works out pretty well. Ghetto? Yes. Does it work? Yes. So we're going to keep that for the time being. I think ultimately we are going to end up, once the walls are up and the insulation here, which is soon, we're going to mount the TV over there. I have some cabinets that we're going to put up in here with kind of like a vanity down here. We do have a little toilet that's going to kind of go over in this area there. And then we'll also get another little cabinet space that we can use there on the back. I'll show you. I made like this pretty cool little shelf system on the doors, so when I open up the doors I can lift it up and it has like a little latch there that I can lock it if need be. So that's nice to be able to cook one outside. I forgot our grill, so luckily we already ate today. Not a good supper, but at least we ate. And tomorrow I think we're just gonna step out and do something for breakfast, maybe hit up Cracker Barrel and try their breakfast. I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in a minute. But the van,
Why has it taken us so long on the van? Why has it been so long since you guys have seen it? We've been through hell. We've been through hell and back with this van. I don't want to go into too much details with it and bore you guys with all that craziness. You know, I'm not, as you can tell by this channel, like I'm not really a negative person. I don't really like to put a whole lot of people or organizations on blast when things happen or go wrong, because karma's a bitch, right? I believe fully in karma. So, you know, what we put out, we get back, and I don't want to spread negativity. But that being said, I will tell the truth. I'm a very truthful person. So the van, ultimately what happened with the van is, you know, the people down at Grace Auto Group, you guys are awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. From start to finish, the process with this van has been almost flawless. We had some issues, you know, obviously we had some issues, and I think we've alluded to that in some of our other videos. But once we got the van back here, we drove it around for a while, took a couple trips to Delaware, and realized we were leaking some transmission fluid. The good thing was the van was covered under warranty. So it's a 2020 van, only has 58,000 miles on it. Took it back to Grace Auto Group and found out that it was an axle seal. So not a transmission, which is what I was thinking was absolute worst case scenario. We need a new transmission, not the case. However, when it was there and they went to start it up to put it in the shop, I think the alternator died on it, and I think they had to replace a water pump. So good thing it was all there, and they got that all taken care of right away. Got the van back, and I want to say, I think we took some stuff to Delaware. I think we took like kind of a moving trip to Delaware to get everything set up down there for the summer. And right before we left, yeah, it was right before we left. I had to go pick up some stuff. I pulled up to my driveway, went to reverse the van, and as I was backing up my driveway, there was just this massive line of transmission fluid all down my driveway. So that was super, super disappointing, because I think we were getting ready to leave like the next day or within at least the next 2 days. So we had to essentially take everything out of the van, load it up in a pickup truck, get a trailer, and then head down to Delaware that way. And we had to get our van towed. So got the van towed down there. It was the transmission this time, so they replaced, it's actually a transaxle. They replaced it with a rebuilt transaxle, and we got the van back. So once we got the van back, we're happy, cool, practically a brand new van, right? Practically a brand new van. We had new axle seals on it. We had a new transaxle. We had a new alternator, a new water pump. And I think there were a couple other odds and ends stuff that went on there. So had the van, only drove the van just a little bit. I don't remember exactly, because this kind of goes back over all summer. Only drove the van a little bit, and next thing you know, it starts leaking transmission fluid again. So pretty big bummer. Luckily by this point, we've always had AAA. So luckily, you know, we were not getting hit with the tow bills on this. So once again, we called AAA. They dispatch a tow truck out to us, and that's where things really get interesting. So companies out of, I think it's like around the Harrisburg area, called H&S Towing. Beware. Absolute beware. Complete nightmare to deal with. They come pretty late at night. They get the van, take the van down to Philadelphia to drop it off. Where we're located is kind of like outside of the Harrisburg area. So Philly is, I think where the dealership is roughly like 2, maybe 2.5 hours away from us. I don't know 100% off the top of my head. I don't remember, but they come over, they pick up the van, take the van down to Grace Auto Group. In the morning, I wake up and I have a missed call from them sometime throughout the middle of the night. And so I'm like, okay, try to give this number a call back. No answer, went to voicemail, left the voice message, hear nothing from anybody. So later on that morning, I get a hold of Grace Auto Group, and I'm like, hey, just want to let you guys know the van is down there. You should have that. And I'm told the van's not there. How do you mean the van's not there? Contact AAA. AAA sends out H&S Towing. Talked to the driver, had everything squared away, gave him the address, pictures, you name it. He's on his way. Van doesn't show up. So we start doing some digging around, try to figure out where this van is, call H&S Towing. They said they're going to look into it, but they said that they knew that they dropped it off at the correct location, and I asked them to send me pictures. Do you have pictures of when you dropped it off? So I end up getting the pictures from H&S Towing. Right there, smack dab, right on the photo, you can clearly tell it is not dropped at the correct place. It's dropped at a completely different dealership, or body shop rather, a couple miles away from the location. So they end up telling me that they literally dropped it right beside the place. Not true. So after we track the van down, figure out where the van is, I ask them, how are we going to fix this situation? You guys going to be able to pick up the van, take it to where it was supposed to go since you dropped it off at the wrong location? And they told me that their closest driver was over 3 hours away. There's nothing that they can do about it. So I asked them, is there any way that you can contact another towing company that is local and figure this out? Like, you guys dropped my van off the wrong location. We just need to get this situation rectified. And I was told no. They're not going to do anything for me, and they don't have to do anything for me. That I should have answered my phone call, and I was expected to stay up all night in case there was any type of an emergency situation and they needed to contact me. I think that's kind of BS, right? Like, that's kind of terrible customer service. At the end of it, they literally told me to off and hung up on me. So I called back Grace Auto Group. I'm like, look, I have no clue what to do at this point. Do you guys have a tow truck? Can you work with a towing company and get it there? I need to get my van there. We need to get it fixed. We need to get it home. I'm paying for a van that I cannot drive, and I want to be able to build this so we can bring you guys content, because every day that I'm not working on this and getting this ready to bring content to the channel, I'm just losing out money. So I don't like to lose money. I don't like to lose out on money. So by the good grace of Grace Auto Group, they actually went over, got the van, picked it up. They paid for another, like, they didn't pick it up themselves. They paid for another towing company to go over, pick up the van, and bring the van back to their facility. Good thing this time was it was not the transaxle. So even though it was leaking transmission fluid, we did not drop a second transmission, but it was actually some more axle seals. So they had to get those replaced. But this is where Grace Auto Group went above and beyond. So I'm waiting for everything, the parts to come in, get everything squared away, and lo and behold, I get a phone call from their service manager down there, who left me a message saying he wanted to talk to me before I can come get the van. We had to go over a couple things. So I'm like, shoot, what happened to the van, right? Nothing happened to the van at all, other than the van was fixed, and they felt absolutely gutted and terrible for the experience that we went through with H&S Towing. They had actually contracted a third party to come and pick up the van from their facility and deliver the van from Philadelphia all the way back to my house, just so I did not have to get a train or another ride down to Philadelphia to pick up my vehicle again. So uber grateful for that. I can't thank you guys enough. If you guys are looking for a vehicle, check out Grace Auto Group. Let me take you outside here real quick and kind of show you around. It's dark. You're not going to be able to see a whole lot, but I still want to be able to show it to you. And then obviously, you know, I'll show you guys a little bit more when it's daylight out. But let's head outside and check this out.
Here is our site. Got the Starlink set up. And a pretty cool little fire pit over here. Got a picnic table out back. And we have our hookups. But we're not gonna need the hookups. I think we got pretty much everything we need inside, and I think that's where I'm gonna go right now. I think it's been a long day. So I think we're gonna head in, get some sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. Van adventure night number 1 complete. I'm very sleepy. It's early. Got the sleepy marks on my face. It's tired still. It's light out now. So let me show you our campsite. Got the van set up. Got a nice little fire pit right here. Unfortunately, we didn't have wood last night.
That's what she said.
They didn't have wood here. We got a little picnic table. Not a huge site, but it served its purpose. I think we're gonna get ready, get wrapped up here. I want to show you guys around the campground a little bit, show you what it's like. I love this place down here. It's really cool. There's so much more to do than just kind of camp, and I want to show you guys that pretty quick. There she is. That is pretty cool. You are looking at a World War II observation tower. That's pretty sweet. This tower was actually built between 1939 and 1942, and I believe there are 11 of them right along the Delaware coastline here. You can see a display kind of like what it's all about. Tells you about the towers, what it was used for, years it was built, and then the locations of the remaining towers. I think we can head inside this one though, so let's head inside and take a look at what this looks like. One thing that's pretty cool is literally right back there is the tent portion of the campsite. So it is super, super close. Literally right there's your campsite. You can see the tower. Here you can kind of see a view of what you're looking at from the top of the tower. Let's head inside and check this puppy out. Let me know down in the comments, you ever been inside of one of these before? Oh, how cute. Johnny and Lindsay forever. You saw it down below in the picture, now you get to see it in real life. Right over in this area is where the ferry goes from Lewis to Cape May. Got the lighthouse over there. Down here you have the bunkers for Fort Miles, and we're going to head over there in a couple minutes and show you what that looks like. Oh heck no, it is so freaking windy up here. I am not stepping out of it. We'll do a quick spin here for you guys. I am terrified of heights. I don't know that I can really put into perspective how big and massive this 16-inch gun truly is. I'm a big boy, and I could damn near fit in the barrel of that thing. The piece of steel you're looking at is a 48-inch section of armor plate that is 17.5 inches thick. The hole in it was created by a Mark 8 16-inch armor-piercing shell weighing 2,700 pounds fired at point-blank range. Firing shells at a piece of steel is known as proofing. Steel this thick was used to test armor to see what kind of protection it would provide against different projectiles. The military uses the proofing method to test the integrity of a weapon's barrel, breech, and recoil system to ensure that they are reliable. This piece of proof steel weighs 10 tons and was originally part of a larger piece of proof steel wall at the Naval Support Facility in Dahlgren, Virginia. And if you keep walking all the way up the hill, you come around here. Now I'll warn you, if you come here, don't climb on the dunes. You don't want to do that. It's kind of hard to tell, but if you see all the way down there in the distance, there's the lighthouse and the public beach for Cape Henlopen State Park. As I'm sure you can tell, the more you get up away from the public beach, it's going to be more secluded and private. And there is a really, really neat little access, kind of in the back of Fort Miles, that you can take to get to the beach from Cape Henlopen State Park. And it is very, very secluded. Like nobody there. You can see the people that are down further. You have the beach all to yourself. When you come to Delaware, that's kind of hard to do. Delaware's a really, really fun tourist area. But here's a 16-inch gun again. I'm gonna take you over and show you guys the barracks. We made our way over to the barracks, and like I said, unfortunately,
It's Sunday, everything's closed today. I wasn't thinking of that, but here's the barracks. Looks like this is an orientation building. And if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure these buildings are open that you can go in and check out. Not sure if you can see it, but it's the observation tower that we were in. It's going to give you a little bit of a different view. We showed you the 16-inch, the 8-inch. Here's the 3-inch. A fun fact, if you're interested in that nice little private area to the beach I told you about, you can park right up here at the barrack entrance, or there's a pretty big entrance over here for the Fort Miles Museum. And if you go all the way down this path, hang a left down kind of like a bike path, keep going down, I want to say probably about like maybe a half mile, and then you'll see a little access area through the dunes that you can go through, and that's going to take you right to the beach. Careful though, careful. Watch out for snakes. When we were here, definitely saw a couple snakes with their puppies. There's a 90 millimeter. There's 90 millimeter guns. You had the fixed ones. Then you had ones that they mounted kind of to a trailer to pull. So like I said, unfortunately I can't take you into buildings today. Let me know down in the comments if you want to go into buildings. Let me know. We'll be back here. We're here all summer long, so if you want to see them, we'll bring you over and show it to you guys. But I think now we are pretty hungry, so I think we're gonna head over, get some breakfast, because I didn't bring anything to cook breakfast on our first van adventure. I failed. I forgot our stove, but luckily there is a Cracker Barrel very close, the one we were going to actually stay at until we realized how lucky we got that they had availability at Cape Henlopen State Park. So let's head over and get our tummies full. It's pretty. Thank you. World's best pancakes and French toast. The merriest mornings. Bacon and egg hash brown casserole sounds pretty good. Limited time cravings. Creole catfish, cheesy grits, meals for two. cocktails. I gotta tell you, truth be told, their cocktails here are stronger than what I had last night at Tonalteca. Their drinks at Tonalteca were weaker than a sneaker. Get a whole pie? Double chocolate fudge and Coca-Cola cake. I accidentally already mixed my food, but we got our 2 dippy eggs, the hash brown casserole, ham. We went with the biscuits and gravy. And Maury went with an egg sandwich with an Impossible sausage.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's adventure. Like I said, if you want to see more of this place, let me know down in the comments. We'll be back. We'll bring you back. I think all in all, our first van adventure, huge success. Very, very good. But if you like the van adventures, make sure you get your notifications on. There's going to be quite a few more coming. But until next Thursday at 7:30, stay safe. We'll see you on our next adventure.